So today I'm going to be showing you how to get these really awesome foil roses with stamping. Foil has been used with stamping before, but I've never thought it's been particularly successful. A lady did a video I saw just recently. Her name's Annalisa on Facebook, and she's got some tips which seem to get this going. I'm really impressed. I'm going to put a link to her video in the comments section. Go and have a look. Give her some love. She's done a wonderful thing in sorting this out for us. Okay, so today for this manicure you need, obviously, a piece of foil. Push that out of the way. A stamping plate. I'm using MM20 and I'm going to be using this rose image right here. I'm using red Conad stamping polish, just because if there are any little gaps that the foil misses, you're not going to see it because it's got some red polish underneath. So that's what we're going to be using today. Because that red is a real stainer, I'm going to be masking off my finger with the masking fluid. There's a few different things. There's liquid palisade on the market which you can use as well. I find this is adequate for what I need it for, so that's what I use on my fingers if I know I'm using a stainer of a polish. I'll be applying it with, this is a seriously fat dotting tool, and of course I've got my little stamper which needs a clean, but there's my little stamper I'm going to be using to get that image onto my nails. Okay, so off to start. There's a bit of prep we need to do. The first thing is using this masking fluid. What I do is I just dip that in there, and then I'm just going to run that around the edge of my finger, the edge of the cuticle, just where I don't want the polish to go. And I might need another go for the other side. So as you can see, I'm just running that around the sides. It does take a little bit to dry. If I'm only doing a little bit of stamping, I don't bother doing this. But if I'm doing something that's a fairly full image with a lot of polish on it, this really saves the cleanup. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry off now. Doesn't look particularly fabulous, but it's not going to stay there. It's just masking my fingernail. Okay, so while that's drying, what I'll do is I'll show you Annalisa's little trick. It's awesome. It gets this stuff actually sticking to the polish, which is great. So we just turn it over. Now, on the back of this foil, there's a coating, and that coating's what's stopping the polish from picking up the foil. So what we need to do is that coating can be removed. I've just got a cotton pad, and what I've done is I've just soaked the end in acetone, and I'm just going to run that cotton pad really gently, because if you go too hard you can see what's happening. I'm getting little bits of stuffs coming off the side, and that coating's coming off. So I'm really gently, if I go too hard, you can see I'm starting to get a little bit of the foil itself is coming off. So that's not what we want. So we just want to take the coating off without taking the coating without taking the foil. But you can just see, I'll move it into the middle of the shot, all these little bits of stuff that are coming off. That's all the coating coming off on the back of this foil, and that's the stuff that's stopping this beautiful foil layer from sticking to your stamping polish when you're stamping. Okay, so I've done that again. You can see I am starting to get down to the red, which isn't so great, but I've got all the coatings come off now. Okay, so I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes and I'll be back, just waiting for this to dry off. Okay, so I'm back and my little coating on the outside of my nail has all dried. You can see it. So I'm just going to stamp that. With this technique, stamping is just the same as what you normally do. I've got my little piece of foil. You can see I went a little bit too exuberantly on getting rid of the coating on this side, but this side's fine. So I'll be using that side to show you how to do it. So just a little what not to do. Okay, so I've got my plate, scraper, stamper, all set. Let's go. As with any stamping, you do need to move reasonably quickly. Otherwise everything's going to dry before you get a chance to do it. So stamping, scraping. Here's my rose. Okay, so I've got the design on my finger. Just going to plunk that foil straight on it and push and rub it. See, I'm just using the surface of my finger. Now, some people use an orange wood stick. You can use that too. I'm just using the surface of my nail just to get that all transferred to where the polish is. Just rubbing that over. And I'm spending just a little bit of time making sure that I've got all the surface covered. Okay, so that's done. We can do a little reveal now. I'm just going to very gently pull that back, and you should be able to see that that's got a beautiful foil coating all over that flower. So this masking stuff, I can just peel that off. Obviously I'm still going to need to do a little bit of cleanup, but most of the work's done for me. So now I just need to top coat that and I'm good to go.